তুমি বাধা দিও না তোমার নিজের উপকারের জন্য। এটাকে বলা হয় অ্যান্টি সেলফ ইন্টারেস্ট অ্যাকশন, স্বস্বার্থ বিরোধী কাজ। অ্যান্টি সেলফ ইন্টারেস্টেড অ্যাকশন cannot be helpful for all classes of readers as well as candidate for different examinations, including admission battle. By showing lame excuse, if you especially bring such kind of impediment blockade for you all, it will be highly detrimental for you. Because I should share with you something, the person who are listening my voice, all the parents especially in this country did not get opportunity to read in government universities, and they do not have this background. For not having this background, I should share with you something. I would like to tell you one thing is today about a especially illiterate family that you can listen. ছেলে এসে বাবাকে বলতেছে, বাবা আমি তো ইউনিভার্সিটিতে পড়তে যাব, স্যুট প্যান্ট বানাতে হবে। এখন বাবা ছেলেকে বলতেছে, এই স্যুট প্যান্ট কতদিন খাওয়া যাবে? স্যুট প্যান্টের অর্থই বাবা কিন্তু বোঝে নাই। এখন কি বাবা দায়ী? বাবা তো দায়ী না, বাবা বোঝে নাই, তাই সবাই যে সব কিছু বুঝবে তাও না। So especially the person is who are first listener sitting before me, you are not going to be harmed. It is easy for yourself to take preparation not only for your exam purpose but also for your greater future. Do not destroy your greater future, because the thing what is known to me, those things may not be known to many other person in this society. For this reason, I should share with you first thing that you know, this will be highly helpful for you to acquire special quality. And by knowing only writing capacity, of course you may get a bright result, but obviously this thing will be helpful for you to get brighter result. First thing. Second thing is that if you can develop this quality, it will be helpful for you to get opportunity to read in public university of the country. First thing. Second thing is that high quality if you have, suppose it's a 20-story building, and this 20-story building your father had made or any other person had built, and after making 20 stories especially, that is called foundation, and suppose your father or any person completed only one story, but later on that person, especially your father or guardian, husband or something like that, could not complete other story, but you have also document of engineers, document of other, especially that is called law enforcer, something like that. And when the son got maturity, he understood this matter that my father or especially my relative made this building 20 story and only one story is being built, prepared. So remaining especially that is called 90 story can be established here befitting manner, there will have been no problem at all. But question is that if you have only one story, especially foundation, you cannot make 20 story building. And if the fence of house, Bera, fence of house especially made by 10, you cannot apply here which thing, you cannot apply that is called is roof. That house will be totally, it is impossible for you. But if you do not disbelieve me, you can ask Sagasas is a person at school, at college, at varsity, at medical college, as Buet, Chuet, etc. Or with you can consult with the professor of Oxford University, Cambridge University, California University, Madras University, Bombay University, as well as especially first ranking university of the globe about my thought and conception, whether they will accept me or not. So especially the person whose foundation is the strongest is one from Pabna. 2 members are staying at NASA, and one of them is Alpha, whose wife is also scientist of NASA. In this and that different, this particular person, Mr. Alpha, who was a student under Russia Medical, not Russia, neither Russia Medical College nor Russia University. He was a student Russia Education Board. After this, from where he took education is not known to me, but his father's name is Professor Boynuddin. I know him very well. And in this and that way, especially his father could give him the strongest foundation. For this reason, this particular man got opportunity to work at NASA. For this reason, a person especially that is called and undereducated parents may not lead the students properly, but the person who are engaged to teach at college, school, college, university, and further education, they would be able to give the guidance. And especially a father is who has only diploma degree in his life, but he does not have more and more degree, he can understand is up to diploma. A person is who has completed diploma in textile section, his knowledge and quality is up to diploma. A person who has completed diploma especially in other sector and section from polytechnical colleges throughout the whole country, his quality, capacity, sagacity will be up to this. Of course, on the other hand, the person is who can complete their BSc from different institution of this country, BUET, etc., other justice university of the globe, their quality and quality of a simple diploma cannot be equal. The person is who are listening my voice, I should say right thing for the betterment is of all classes of people, not only one. And it is not a good action of course, I am not selfish nature person, interested to help different person who are getting this opportunity to listen this way. A person is who is simply meticulous, who is teaching in primary school, if you take him to university to teach the student of both honors masters, that will not be possible on the part of himself. There are some junior teachers throughout the whole country who completed their SSC only, and they have become junior teacher at junior high school or high school. But if you take them to varsity to teach honors masters, they would not be able to perform this task at all. On the contrary, the persons who are teaching in college, if you bring them to primary school, they are able to teach. The person who are teaching at university, if you bring them to teach primary school section, secondary section, university section, of course, they are able to perform this task because they have ideal school in Dhaka. What I learned, there are some especially part-time teachers some years ago, they used to take classes in under private universities in Dhaka, and the same teacher used to teach the student of primary section 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. And the person who used to teach at this institution, you are getting ideal school in Dhaka, and here the teaching quality, capacity, sagacity of this is especially teacher who can teach honors masters. His quality is especially sky kissing quality. His methodology is sky kissing methodology. Of course, you are getting. And now look at here about education. The person who are reading in English, especially that is called medium schools throughout the whole world under Cambridge University. And I have noticed teacher's writing. His writing quality is like British style. From this point of view, I should share with you something. The person, especially there is no any democracy in education. Democracy is totally absent in education because a father who is poor and pauper, he cannot send his sons and daughter to, of course, such kind of institution which is very expensive one. And from different level of this student of this country, highest level is the personality who are staying before you for your gracious majesty, for your honor and dignity. I would like to share with you something. A Rikshapula's son who is poor and pauper, in spite of having his quality, he cannot study in best school in Dhaka that we are getting, that is called which is being controlled by Oxford University, Cambridge University. And Oxford syllabus and Cambridge syllabus I noticed especially the students of class 4 and 5, they are learning physics, chemistry, math, biology. But something especially is coming to our poor and pauper student. This student of class 19, they are reading. On the contrary, the person who are staying in rural locality, in spite of having quality, they are sons and daughters of poor family, poor and pauper, rickshaw puller, van puller, and landless family, and especially this and that. Other especially professional is a person, in spite of his having quality, they are not getting chance and opportunity to read in science section best institution of the country, including cadet colleges, because they could not take preparation, they did not get such kind of training, coaching, teaching, etc. since their childhood. What is the reason? In spite of having quality, the children are totally, absolutely, completely deprived. And it is being noticed by myself in my special teaching career. I have noticed many things by being examiner of Rashtriya Education Board, Bangladesh Open University, as well as National University. It is my practical experience that I have seen many students who have quality, and many of them for for not having economical stability, they cannot get chance and opportunity. Dear learners, to get GPA 5 means does not indicate that you would be able to study in Dhaka University. To get GPA 5 especially means double GPA 5, you would be able to study in DMC, RMC, SNC, MMC or Kuwait, etc. But you should have brightest result with high quality. But if you would have quality, of course, a child does not understand what is rope and what is snake. A child does not understand what is a rope, what is a snake, because snake and rope is alike to a child. But since you are guardian, you can understand this matter. You cannot give a snake, poisonous snake or common snake in front of your children to play with it. But you can especially give a little rope, because this person is totally unknown about the snake, about the child. Now 100 crore takas, especially Czech dollar has been given at the hand of a child. Obviously it is valueless for him. But if you especially give him lozenge, banana or any justice eat able and eat able fruit, of course the child will be glad, happy, etc. But the child does not understand especially 1 crore takas, especially a person check of dollar. For this reason, our students you must remember one point. In order to get special to get marks only 80, 90, 70, etc. This will not be enough for you to get opportunity to read in higher education, to get chance in higher education. Obviously, previous years, this year and some other years, especially it is being noticed about the result of Dhaka University. And it is extremely painful matter, sorrowful matter. The student, especially who are getting average mark, many of them 10 to 11 marks. What is that? Why it is? But they have secured double golden A plus. In especially this particular, I should share with you something. Facebook I listened one thing. A gentleman asked what is the meaning of GPA 5? He could not say. Another student was asked what is the meaning of GPA 5? That particular student replied in this way. He said, in Bengali, I should share with you, Ami GPA 5. Ami GPA 5. He said, I am GPA 5. Is it a correct sentence? Obviously not. He was asked, especially Ami GPA 5 pe SSC pass korechi. Translate this thing, but he could say nothing. So what is the importance of such kind of result in this country? Obviously result is essential, but with it you must have quality, capacity, sagacity, and in which and that the person who are engaged in teaching field throughout the whole country. I will apply to you all, I will request to you all, I shall especially request to you all in this way that you need to ensure especially which thing, quality of our learners. To ensure the quality of our learners, of course, teachers' quality should be developed. A wealthy person can donate. A man who has money, he can donate. But a person who does not have anything in pocket, empty pocket, how can he donate? He cannot donate. Therefore, our teachers who are teaching in primary section, secondary section, you need to study more and more before entering into your classroom. And if you especially know more, you can teach more. And you know properly that school is good teachers can make good students can make good teacher. Obviously, you can understand this matter. So from this point of view, of course, I should share with you one thing that there are so many schools throughout the whole country where you are not getting able library. On the other hand, especially science laboratory is very poor and pauper. On the other hand, they do not have a lot of apparatus. Shortage of science teacher in this country is being seen. And rural localities, especially the student is in spite of having quality, capacity, sagacity, tendency, ability, they are not getting proper education. Only the students who are staying cosmopolitan city, metropolitan city, they are getting proper chance and opportunity to acquire fundamental knowledge in science. And the students who are staying district level down, they are also getting the chance and opportunity. But especially that is according to Professor Amanullah, he said, not my saying. Professor Amanullah, who has been teaching in Bangladesh, former student of Russia University, he said in his special book, a teacher who does not know teaching methodology, not only he destroys students' faculty, but also national economy. For this reason, especially before justice especially syllabus, before is discussing in the classroom, before is doing something, of course, you may take a step. Bangladesh is a developing country. Since Bangladesh is a developing country, it is not at all possible on the part of us to, especially that is called, develop education. For this reason, our brightest students of this country are deprived of their fundamental right. Such kind of deprivation is going on century after century, years after years, decade after decades, etc., etc. And in the and that way, the deprived students are always deprived. I personally congratulate Bosundhara, Mr. Chairman of Bosundhara, MD of Bosundhara. You have taken necessary steps for the education of more than 10 medical students of this country. So, I personally congratulate you from the core of my heart. May Allah grant you this particular group who have taken such kind of step. Whatever might be Mr. Tanvir, probably he has taken this step to become chairman of Goldsmith throughout the whole country, so that especially our gold businessmen of this country must not be harmed at the hand of thief, robber, cheat, fraudster, etc. And in the and that they should be benefited in the joy. They need to reach their targeted goal depending on the mercy of Allah. I do believe one matter this thing is befitting work, time befitting work, and epoch making action, Jugantokari kaj. Such kind of especially Bosundhara, there are many other companies in this country. You are requested to come forward for the poor student, needy student, and who are deprived of their fundamental right. This student who got financial assistance, courage from your special group, and this student would be grateful to you. You will be able to get Punno also from the court of Almighty, and they will be able to perform their humanitarian task connection by being special fresh graduate in medical section. There are students of medical section who are assisted by Bosundhara. I don't know whether you will be able to listen my voice or not, but of course you can just especially dedicate your life for the betterment of your future, and so that you can dedicate this for the betterment is so many poor and pauper patients throughout the whole country. But I should share with you one thing, that you are quite allowed to understand this matter. Whatever might be by this time, many students of mine who have already become doctor in different sector and section, having especially highest degree in this section, doctor of surgery, doctor of medicine, doctor of orthopedics, doctor of especially different subject, doctor of especially different thing. For this reason, of course, more or less we shall have to be sick, and sick person shall have to go to doctor. Of course, you must especially behave with them, obviously showing your kindness, sympathy, etc. Don't behave with them like a butcher. Don't behave with them like a butcher. Your special tendency, your habit, your activities and actions should be appropriate, by which the people of this country who are poor and pauper can get especially proper education as well as proper treatment. Whatever might be, I don't know if especially anyone is benefited by this peace of mind. I will be grateful to the court of Almighty. And that is called by getting GPA 5 in English. It is not enough for a person, but you need to acquire versatile quality and as befitting quality, time befitting quality, which will be helpful for you all to get developed life. And to get developed life, you need to take developed education. By taking developed education, you can ensure your future. Don't cheat with yourself. Do not do any anti-self interest action. Don't do any anti-self-interest action. Don't be your own cheat. Don't deceive yourself. Don't throw dust into the eyes of your parents. By throwing towards the eyes of your parents, you may do crime, wrong action, whatever you like you can do. Obviously, you should wait for that particular day. After the death of your punishment or reward will be started. And you need to just trust the Holy Quran. Today I wanted to discuss something about villain. Let me discuss something by the grace of Almighty. At first I should discuss it with you King Lear. From this section, every year is universities of this country, different sector and section, including banking section, other job market. Many questions which are being prepared from it, and different classes of students should be benefited by the peace of mind what is being delivered. There are students who got your birth in poor and pauper family. You should try your best to change your luck depending on the mercy of Allah. I should discuss this with you. King Lear, by being especially old man, of more than 80, he took decision to distribute his kingdom. Distribute his kingdom among his three daughters on the basis of love of his son. King Lear's son, respect, honor, dignity. King Lear especially would deliver his speech and divide his kingdom equally among the three daughters. But first daughter especially was criminal, villain. She could understand this better, especially this is the golden opportunity. Such kind of opportunity must not be missed. She said to her father that, Father, I respect you much. I get pleasure by respecting you. I get pleasure by respecting you. Except you, there is none in this world whom I can show respect. Obviously, she was senior liar. Obviously, liar the great, notorious liar, senior liar, false, especially woman, and loose moral woman, especially who had no any kinds of good mentality. Her mentality was dirty, her activities was dirty, especially she was loose morality lady. In spite of having good husband, she was reciprocating her love with a villain named Edmund. And especially in this section, we can understand this matter about the original nature of this lady you are getting. And especially we are finding here Gondil is senior villain in this drama. Then Regan told this something to King Lear to get his satisfaction, and King Lear showed the map to divide his land property to his first daughter and second daughter. Cordelia, dear listener, to the person who are listening, if a man would have 3 sons and daughter, youngest of all can be an object of affection. If you would have 3 daughters, youngest of all, of course, can be most intimate person, an object of justice, sympathy. If you have 3 sons, and youngest son especially can be most hurt, most important person for you, you may show sympathy, dignity, affection, etc. It is common thing. So especially that is called, Muhammad Sallallahu said, if a man would have only one daughter, if he can lead his daughter properly, perfectly, can give her Islamic education, and he would be able to stay with Muhammad Sallallahu in the heaven. Then more than one, he will get the same opportunity. But honorable parents of this country who have daughters, you please take necessary steps for your sons and daughters so that they must not be misguided. If they would be misguided, of course you can discuss with them freely, frankly, sincerely, and if they come back to good path, if not especially, you can take necessary steps for their reading, and you can discuss with them something openly, freely, frankly, sincerely, and for your sons and daughters you should not be sinner. On the contrary, the person especially who are engaged in immoral task connection, and especially perverted task connection and adulteration, other kinds of especially crimeful task connection, if you especially perform this task, throwing especially dust into the eyes of your father at the day of Lord's judgment, you will be accountable, you will be responsible, of course not your parents but yourself, whatever is might be. So if you are interested to commit any sin, think before it whether it is right or wrong, and who will be responsible for your work. Dear Cordelia, King Lear said, you are youngest of all, I have profound affection for you, and you may tell me something especially that is called, how far do you respect me? Lear's youngest daughter said, yes, father, I am your daughter. I must respect you as you are my father. You cared me. You took necessary steps for my education. Since my childhood to up to this you especially took special care for me. You did everything. You are not miser. You did not neglect your duty and responsibility. You perform every task connection befitting its manner, and I did not find any fault in your action. So, Father, I am grateful to you. I am not ungrateful to you. But question is that is especially I am not liar like my first sister Gondil. I am not liar like my second sister, especially Gondil. King Lear became very angry, and he said, you are no longer my daughter. But especially Cordelia said, yes, father, I do not need your property. Your property is not essential. Allah will give me everything. God will give me everything, it is sure. And pray for me from the core of your heart. So, to get your affection, I cannot tell a lie. I am not able to tell any lie. If I am interested is to get your especially sympathy, kindness, love, affection, attraction, etc., etc. I can't do it. Whatever is she might be, King Dad is she could understand is this matter is she finally. What happened is she and youngest is she daughter assisted especially her father in need. Youngest is she daughter assisted is she her father in need, and of course King Lear just understood this matter. Her first daughter, his first daughter, not her. His first daughter Justice became a villain. Villain especially means multicolored person. Villain means especially who is heartless is a person. A villain especially is villain everywhere. A thief is a thief everywhere. A loose moral person is loose moral is everywhere. A characterless person is characterless is everywhere. A special man who doesn't have humanity, honesty, purity, simplicity, cordiality, etc. He is cruel-hearted, of course, everywhere. If he goes to mosque, he remains a thief. If he comes to bazaar, he remains thief. If he goes everywhere, of course, he cannot change his nature, and especially by the help of by changing his blood. By changing his blood according to instruction of doctor is cancer patient may be cured, but original nature of a man or woman cannot be changed, especially by changing every drop of blood from his body or her body. Dear students, remember this thing. Cancer patient can be cured by changing his special blood, by taking his medicine, by doing this and that. But a man who is good natured, you cannot especially make him bad natured person by changing his blood. A person who is bad natured is one originally by birth. Of course, you cannot change his or her blood by changing his blood from the body of her or of him or her that you are getting. And such kind of thing, of course, it will be helpful for your admission is battle. Be wise, be sagacious, be intelligent. Especially you should have sharp ability, sharp capacity, sharp sagacity. Wrongdoing. All of Gloucester, landlord of Gloucester, of course, here is getting this very man, this very person who passed his private time, of course, here is getting secret is the time with a young lady, not an but a with a young lady. As a result, the lady became pregnant and gave birth to a son. The name of the son was especially that is called Edmund. Edmund did not get legitimate right from his father. His father rejected him severely, seriously. When he was infant, he could not understand. When he was boy, he could not understand. When he became a teenage, he could understand. When he became young, he could understand the matter, because wherever he goes, every people that is called address him as bastard son, bastard son, bastard son. So Edmund especially said to his father, honorable father, respected father, you are my biological father, you are not other. So give me social recognition. I am not greedy for your land and properties. But Colas natured person, of course, is getting not tough but rough, and who hadn't any understanding power, realizing power, fruit of this action. In the and that this particular is the person, of course, rejected this Edmund. Edmund especially thought one thing, that and Gloucester within quotation, and Gloucester shall show you a good lesson. Today or tomorrow, sooner or later, of course, there is getting last and final. Gloucester is damaged to two eyes of his father. But our dramatist said, if you especially cannot take the responsibility of your sons and daughter, why did you generate them? Why have you generated them, especially if you cannot take responsibility of your sons and daughter? In the and that he strongly slept on those especially person who are loose moral is the person who especially germinate his sons and daughter here and there like fox and dog, like the beast of the African forest. In the and that man is not the beast, man is Ashraful Makhlukat. Of course, we must understand in the and that by the help of especially Edmund slept on the cheek of his father strongly. Edmund especially slept on the cheek of his father strongly, and now this particular person could understand this matter, Gloucester, about his wrong action. Dear listener, in front of mine, one of them is who is sitting. Gandhi hadn't any want in life. She was very happy. Her husband was very handsome, educated, wealthy. Husband especially had everything, and he didn't have any shortcoming, of course, And one question is that is a person who is, of course, is stupid, vagabond, uncivilized, barbaric is the person, of course, is getting loose moral is the person, and character is the person. Bhalo jinish bhalo lage na. Good thing is not is accepted is by him or her. Bhalo jinish bhalo lage na, kharab jinish bhalo lage. And For this is the reason a person he likes to see bad thing, ugly thing, not especially lovely thing, but ugly thing. He does not see life like is a supportable thing, but he likes to see only unsupportable is a thing. And this person is a Gandil began to start his love affair. With whom? With that man. Who was that man? Bastard child. Whose bastard child? Gloucester. But a child is not responsible for its birth. Two persons are responsible, maybe legitimate or illegitimate, father and mother, either legal or illegal, legitimate or illegitimate, especially this and that, of course, It is needless to say, but especially by the help of same system throughout the whole world, core and core, people are staying and surviving every minute, every hour, every day. In the chant that it is the system of Allah, what was is given from the beginning of creation, Adam al Islam, up to this is the time it is going on, it will continue up to Qiyamah. For this is reason the system is the person who are breaker of system, they cannot be human being, they are man-shaped beast. So, especially this particular is the person, this lady wanted to make love affair with whom? With Edmund. Edmund was pretending especially to love her. Edmund was pretending. In the meantime, is Edmund, Gondil is the younger sister, is this Regan, who lost her husband. By losing her husband, she was cheating her for it, as if she was especially cheating her chest in the bracketed breast, cheating her breast, cheating her chest, and she also wanted to marry whom? Edmund. It is not her crime. A man is especially man may lose his wife, a woman especially may lose her husband, may die, may be killed, may especially may end of life. We cannot deny this thing. But especially Gondil is know this thing properly, as he wanted to marry Edmund in spite of his having husband, Duke of Albany, landlord Albany, and in the chant that she sent medicine to whom? To Regan, in the excuse of sending for her, justice is medicine. It was not medicine, it was a poison. So I should like to discuss with you about his human nature, how far a person can be cruel, and this particular lady wanted to kill especially her own sister, blood connected sister, especially by applying the poison, and in the chant that she wanted to quench her biological thirst with whom? With Edmund, and she was extremely, tremendously shameless person. But when evidence especially came in front of especially Gondil, Gondil could say nothing. Later on, she was bound to commit suicide. So whatever she might be, of course, you are getting Gondil, she wanted to entrap her younger sister by sending him to the land of death. Last and final, she had to go, leaving the world, of course, In the chant that the life of especially Gondil was damaged by the net of conspiracy. Gondil killed herself, and Regan was killed by her own sister. So you must remember one thing: if you torture anyone, you will be tortured. If you deprive anyone, you will be deprived. If you harm anyone, you will be harmed. If you show leg to mirror, mirror will show your leg. If you show slap to mirror, mirror will show your slap. If you show your toes, finger, etc., something you will get. This reflection will come from the mirror. Something, no change will come. If you just that is called show the seed of tamarind, you cannot hope to get grapes. If you show the seed of special grapes, you cannot hope to get tamarind. If you show the seed of pineapple, you cannot hope to get watermelon. If you show the seed of watermelon, you cannot hope to get pineapple. If you show the seed of especially any fruits, you cannot get different thing. Of course, same thing will come from the especially womb of crocodile. You cannot expect to get a cup of deer. From the womb of course, there is getting tiger, tigress is a lioness. You cannot expect to get a goat's cup, or especially that deer's cup. Same thing will come, of course, there is getting. And from the justice womb of a poisonous snake, you cannot hope to get is especially good thing. Good thing is a good natured thing. Of course, especially king cobra, queen cobra do not know how to justice especially lay egg, which egg will be helpful for human being, and by birth they are poisonous, seriously poisonous. Dear listener who are listening my sentences, I have noticed from TV screen is especially queen cobra, especially that is called eggs, and when that is called especially cup of this snake is when they came junior snake from that particular especially eggs. They also justice, especially their nature, nurture, thought, conception, philosophy, ideology. Everything was poisonous, especially it cannot be helpful. It is always harmful. Of course, you are getting. So as you show, so shall you reap. This sentence was taught us by Englishmen. Obviously, dear students who are listening my voice, you have learned this particular proverb from the dictionary. A little learning is a dangerous thing. By thinking this matter, if you do not speak, you cannot be speaker. By bringing these sentences in your brain, if you think always this matter, you cannot be speaker. The person, of course, you is getting who have degrees in this section, and if they can speak fluently, if they have habit in the and that, you cannot address him or her. A little learning is a dangerous thing, or empty vessel, sound mass. You cannot tell it is absurd sentences for you, and you are going to deprive yourself. Whatever is might be in the time of speaking, you must speak fluently. You should have such kind of quality to get job in Bangladeshi market, as well as especially crossing border. You can go everywhere of the world, and you can especially utilize your acquired knowledge and acquired quality capacity. Next time, optimistic is to discuss another thing. Book you are getting very famous book. Different admission battle, including BCS, banking section and sector is experts, especially the school from experts. Some question come, I welcome you from the core of my heart. Whatever is might be, Eid Mubarak to you all. Eid Mubarak, Eid Mubarak, and Eid Mubarak. Allah Hafiz.